Miami, Florida was the city visited by President Kennedy 4 days before his death in Dallas. It was also the unlikely location for a bizarre meeting 13 days before the assassination, in which details of the plot to kill Kennedy were set out with stunning accuracy. A Miami police informant secretly taped a conversation with a visiting right-wing activist in his seedy downtown apartment. It is broadcast here for the first time.
I don't know, Kennedy's coming here, I think on the 18th or something like that, to make some kind of speech. I think it's the 18th he's supposed to be here to make a speech. I don't even know what it's about. You can bet you want to know, you're going to have a lot to say about Cuban, because there's so many of them here.
Willie Somersett, a union organizer with extensive right-wing political ties, was the Miami police informant. Joseph Milteer was the wealthy, rabble-rousing racist from Quitman, Georgia. In charge of the surveillance operation was Miami detective Everett Kay.
Well, we had to set up the tape recorder in Somersett's apartment in order to make the recording where he met with this other man, Milteer. In order to do so, it was a very large tape recorder that was made especially for intelligence work, weighing approximately 40 pounds. I carried it to the 3rd floor of his apartment, placed it in a closet, and then ran the microphone around the baseboard in the kitchen, and the microphone was hidden by the chairs where Milteer and Somersett were to have their meeting.
More bodyguards than it's more easy to get him. Huh? More bodyguards than it's more easy it is to get him. Well, how the hell do you figure the best way would be to get him? From an office building with a high-powered rifle. You think he knows his marksman? Sure he is. Sure he is. And they're going to really try to kill him. Get this Kennedy, I'll tell you, it's going to be a hard proposition, I believe. You may have it figured out to get him, you may have it figured out to get him an office building that, but I don't know how them Secret Service, they never cover all the office buildings and anywhere he's going. Do you know whether they do that or not? Well, if they have any suspicion, they would, of course. But that suspicion, the chance are they would. They can out there, take it up there in pieces. Assemble it, take it out. Well, all those guns coming out now, you can take them apart.
Astoundingly, the conversation came up that this man wanted to know how many people that President Kennedy had that was his look-alike that went with him. And our informant wanted to know why, and he said, well, there was plans to assassinate him. The further conversation on the tape revealed that the assassination was to take place from an office building with a high-powered rifle. There was no particular city mentioned, nor was there any particular person mentioned that was to do the assassination. The tape was made on November the 9th, and John F. Kennedy, President Kennedy, was due in Miami on the 18th of November of 1963. So the close proximity of the tape being made and his visit made quite a few changes in the security. They changed the motorcade, and I believe that he was helicoptered, and rather than have a motorcade. Additional men were secured. Everyone was made aware that there may be a problem, so there was a drastic change in the procedures. He wasn't as accessible in this city as he might have been in the past.
Boy, if that Kennedy gets shot, we got to know where we at. Yeah, but you know, boy, that would be a real shame if they do that. They wouldn't leave any stone unturned there. Oh, no way. Oh, hell no. They'll pick up somebody within hours after. And they might be able to have, or just do that. Tries to throw the public off. Yeah, that's right. Well, somebody's going to have to go to jail if he gets in.
Milteer later boasted to Somersett that he went to witness the assassination in Dallas.
The question was Joseph Milteer in Dealey Plaza? Was he in Dallas to witness the execution of the president? And if so, was he photographed? I looked at some of the photographs of the crowd, combed the photographs of the crowds in Dealey Plaza around Houston Street and Elm Street. And I did find in several photographs of one spot on Houston Street a white-haired man who looked amazingly like Joseph Milteer. In my opinion, given the measurements of the ears, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, I'm convinced that the man in the photographs is Joseph Milteer. We know that he made a phone call from Dallas to Willie Somersett, the informant, that day, saying that President Kennedy would never again return to Miami. Therefore, it is likely that he was there. And given the nature of this and the way Milteer felt about the president, it seemed very likely that he would indeed be in Dallas.
We thought we did a good job and was very grateful for the fact that it did not happen in Miami. It could have very well happened in Miami, as it did in Dallas. So it touched each of us very, very closely, particularly myself, as hearing the words that they were going to assassinate President Kennedy.
Well, how the hell do you figure the best way would be to get from an office building with a high margin front? And they're going to really try to kill him. It didn't work.
Milteer was interviewed by the FBI and then released. He perished in a mysterious house fire a few years later. The Warren Commission ignored the Miami connection and a further opportunity to determine the truth.